All right, hey guys, welcome to our team call. This is Stephanie Richardson. I am so very glad to have you guys on our call. For those of you who don't know me, I've been a coach for almost 10 years. In like 2 months, it'll be 10 years, which is crazy. How many people have ever had a job for 10 years? Solid. Anyone? Raise your hand. Susan has? Anyone else? Shanna, for 10 years straight? Anyone else? It's very rare to have a job for 10 years straight and to be as excited about it as you were 10 years before. So, I just kept thinking about passion and like my passion for this business, and it just gets more and more exciting, especially after I see my coaches have success. That makes it even more fun. So I'm so glad that you guys spent your Monday night. I know that you're missing a little of The Bachelor, so if you have not watched it, I'm sure you've recorded it. Those of you that are better than me, that did not record it, that have better things to do, like your Beachbody business, I applaud you. So anyway, I'm so glad you guys are here. I'm going to have a little bit of slides, and then we're going to get going. We have a special guest today, and I'm super excited about hearing from Shanna Corum tonight. But first, I'm going to do a little bit of kind of housekeeping and do a couple slides. So all of that, hold please. All right, can y'all see my screen? All right, so we are gonna do a, so welcome to Beachbody Rockstars. We are gonna talk a little bit about events, updates, we're gonna have some training by Shanna, and then we're going to do a little bit of homework. So first, about upcoming events. First, hopefully you registered for the Riviera Maya. I believe everyone could have registered at this point. So if you have not registered, go ahead and register. Even if you're like, there's no way I can make this group go on that trip. Yes, you can. It's totally doable. And we are here every week on our training calls to teach you how to do it. We have the registration for the Riviera Maya. The second is I just posted the link for our gathering weekend. I'm super excited about this. We decided a couple weeks ago, some of us leaders got together of Beachbody Rockstars and really just felt like something that was missing was just getting together and having that bond and being with like-minded people and learning from each other. Those are the things that have built my business, is learning from other coaches and just, feeding off each other, being encouraged by each other. That is what has helped. So we're having the gathering weekend, April 7th through the 9th. On the 7th, we're going to have just like a fun pajama party, girls only. And we're going to have that night's girls only. And we're going to have a pajama party. Guys can go drink beer or do something fun together, go see a movie or whatever. And we're going to have a pajama party. We're going to have fun games and just have a good time gathering together. On Saturday, our tentative schedule is Saturday morning. We're going to do a workout followed by training by some of our top leaders. And that afternoon, we'll do some fun team building. And then that night, you can go to dinner with your own individual team. Sunday, probably do a workout and then go to Super Sunday. Super Sunday hasn't been announced yet, so we may have to switch it around or whatever, but that's kind of the tentative plan. I've booked 2 hotel blocks. One is the Marriott at Legacy Marriott, and that is $119 a night. And then also the Courtyard Marriott was $81 a night. Those are both for double occupancy. So if you have some people you want to room up with, you can bunk up with, whatever, that's great to make the weekend less expensive. So we just are excited about it. We think it's going to be really fun. And so I did post the link. It is on the Beachbody Rockstar page next to the picture that looks like this. Okay. So very, very exciting. Punta Cana is coming up at the end of April. I'm super excited about that. And then, Mark said, but if the guys want to have the pajamas party, Mark, no, you're not allowed. Next is Punta is the end of April, and then Summit, July 6th, 12th through the 16th. I'm super excited about Summit this weekend, or this year. Not real jazzed about New Orleans, let's just put it that way. So I'm going to be really like mama bear protective of you guys. But I am excited about some opportunities that we're going to be like together more because everything's at the Superdome. I'm excited about hearing Brandon Bouchard. And so there's a lot of great things. Also, we're working towards having a team function on Thursday morning where we do we have some service opportunities where we can give back to the community of New Orleans. So I'm really excited about that as well. Super Saturday is also in September 23rd. The Beachbody Leadership Retreat is November 2 through 5. That is for 5-star and above. And that's in Las Vegas. So if you want to go to the leadership retreat, you'll definitely want to get there and get to go to the Aria in Las Vegas for 5-star and above. And then we're going to have a Rockstars Diamond Retreat in the early 2018. Everyone is invited to go to our Diamond Retreat. It's going to be super fun. And so it will be more information as we learn about it, okay? Next is updates. Make sure your customers know about how to upgrade to Beachbody All Access, Beachbody On Demand All Access. I know there's been some questions. You can look in the files section of Beachbody Rockstars and find some great tools there to learn. And then, so definitely go and check it out. You know, it's pretty simple to upgrade. It's such a great deal. So let's help as many people as we can this month. On this Wednesday night, you're invited to a coach sneak peek, and that means by saying you're invited means you're invited to invite as many people as you can to the coach sneak peek. Y'all, this is such an amazing opportunity. Why would you not share it with others? I mean, it is so cool. And it just blesses so many people. It helps others. It's just a cool thing. And so you definitely want to share with others about Beachbody and about the opportunity. You know, there's so many people, you know, I'm around women a lot that don't feel like, I thought about it this weekend. I thought about like some women who just need something extra. They need something that, they just need something, you know, being a mom is great and all those things are great, but they just need something outside of that. And so, and this is such a great opportunity for them to be a part of someone that is a group that is inspiring, motivating. I mean, there's nothing in Beachbody that says like, you can't do it, right? I mean, there's no oppression. Anyone can do this. It doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter what nationality, anything, like you can do this business. And so it's so cool to be a part of something so inspiring, motivating, and life-changing. So next, okay, if your line is not muted, make sure you mute your line. Okay, so next is Miss Shanna. I'm gonna give her, I'm gonna make you the host. I don't know if I wanna do that. Let me see, give me your video. Okay, so if y'all do not have, please, I hear some like cooking or something in the background. So if y'all could mute your line, that would be super, super helpful. And okay, perfect. Wait, I think let me see. Okay, so Shanna, let me give y'all a little bit about Shanna. Make sure I'm doing this right. Okay, thank you, Lauren. You're the best. Okay, wait. And where do I mute it? Oh, I can even give her control. This is so cool. Okay, I don't know what I did, but it sounds like it's working, so we're good. Okay, I think we're good right now, but thank you. I want to practice that next. Okay, sorry. Okay, So Shanna, take it away. Wait, so let me introduce Shanna. Sorry, I got really distracted because there's so many cool things about Zoom. So Shanna became a coach 4 years ago, super skeptical. But as I met her and found out, she was super skeptical about signing up. It took me probably 4 months to convince her to become a coach. And the reason is she was like, oh, I'm vegetarian, I'm blah, 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 I do yoga, whatever. And so as I got to know her better, I realized like, oh my gosh, Beachbody would be like your thing because you're totally into helping people. You know a ton of people. You truly care about people. And this is a vehicle to help others. And so she has been a coach for over 4 years. And so Shanna, I'll let you share a little bit more of your story because I think you're going to share a little bit in this, but I want to let you go ahead and take it away. Did you unmute yourself?
Yep. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I guess you can mess with the slides.
Okay. Yes. Because I keep messing with them.
Because they're like, whoa. Okay. Okay. So yes, Stephanie, it took her a few months, but the funny thing is I was already doing another direct sales business, and I will never forget. She's like, well, how much money have you made? And I'm like, well, it's a ministry. I worked for a Christian company. I sold Christian product. And she's like, well, how much money did you make? And I'm like, well, I care for people. So I didn't make any money because I pretty much gave everything away because people needed it and they couldn't afford it. So I just, I helped people. She's like, how is that benefiting your family? And I'm like, well, it's not, but it's benefiting my soul. And at the time, my family needed a little bit more attention and direction. So I did, I started with Beachbody in 2012 in May. And I really didn't feel like I could accomplish this because I didn't have a transformation story. And my transformation story, what I was looking at was physical body. I am thin already. I cover myself up. I weighed 114 pounds. I weighed 114 pounds for like 15 years of my life. And I really didn't feel like I had something to share with other people in this line of work. And so what I've learned throughout the years, obviously, is it's not just physical. It is so much more. And that is where God took me. And so I created Team Body and Soul because, like I said, I started with a ministry. I think it's more important for me to share Jesus than it was about fitness and nutrition. So my company is called Team Body and Soul. That is where the name came from because I feel like your physical body as well as your soul both needs to be transformed in order to be whole. And that is where my team took off. So with that, I am a lifetime 1-star diamond. I have lost my diamond at times throughout my 4 years. My husband is diamond and he's lost his diamond. So what's up with that? Okay, well, obviously he's diamond because I'm diamond because I work his business center. So with that, some things throughout the 4 years, it's definitely been roller coasters. And this is the deal. There's been times I wanted to give up. I have called Lauren. I've called Joy. I've called Stephanie. I've called Ashlyn. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just don't know if I can do this. And a coach has quit on me or something happened. And I am so relational. I took a lot of things personal. And then when I started building confidence, I'm like, what is the deal? Do I need to quit? And God kept saying, no, you are a kingdom leader. This is where I want you. And I need you to continue to stay on the path and continue to build a team. And so with that, I have, last year was a little bit different. I had a major crisis in my family in October of 2015. So with that, my life sort of got upside down, meaning it was a mess. But this is what held me together was Beachbody. I learned nutrition and I learned that fitness would help my soul physically. And so I was able to overcome this, not the crisis necessarily, but surviving. I was able to survive without my health, going into a mental hospital, without a divorce, without, my kids all being strung all over the place, and without losing my house. So Beachbody is not just a business, but it is definitely a family that I have learned to go with the roller coasters. And we're going to have chalets and we're going to have deeps and valleys. So what happens is I hang on the very first quote here. It says, I never gave up. And if you're in this business, this is for the long haul, because this is something, it's not a career. It's not a hobby for me. It's a career. I love the coaching because of the reward that I see from other people. So that is what's really just taken off in the last year, is just knowing I can't give up, because these people are depending on me and my family's depending on me, because I do need the income. And this is a job. And if I had any other job, I totally would have quit. Like, hands down, I would have been done if I had to work for a boss or work for somebody else. So never give up. That is probably one of the biggest things that I've always had to take back. And when you have those downs, you go back. I'm not going to give up. I have a better purpose. God's going to use this to use it for his glory and also just for my family. So the next thing, you've heard this probably 100 times. Well, now that it's added to our 4 vital behaviors, because when I started 4 years ago, it was only 3 vital behaviors. Well, we added recognition. So personal development has always been in it. I've heard about personal development. I hate reading, not going to lie. I don't like reading. And I mean, I read my Bible and I read my Bible study, but having to read another book on top of that just stressed me out and overwhelmed me. And this is what I've done more and more research. And I'm like, you know what, this year, this is different. This is different. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts from Chalene Johnson, mainly a lot of hers, and all the national wake-up calls. So I go in the car, I drive an hour to, I teach high school students, listen to podcasts. And that really changed my mindset to say I need personal development as well as my team. So I wrote a whole entire blog. We're mastering 12 books. All I'm asking is 1 book a month. And of course, the very first one is Rockin' My World. Wow. So personal development is a must. If you want to grow in this business, then you're going to invest in personal development. If you don't want to grow, then don't ever read a book. But it's really that simple. And I realized that my first 2 years, I did not grow as fast as a lot of other coaches. And I wasn't developing that skill set. So if you are a brand new coach, I highly recommend that skill set now. When you are a young beginner coach, then 4 years later, like myself, and I'm finally, the last 7-8 months has really been personal development. The other thing is creative systems for you. Stephanie, she has a Rockstar page that you can go on, and it has links and it tells you about coaching and different systems that you can use. So you're really not really reinventing the wheel. But for me, I had a lot of information. I mean, I had some great top coaches that I can take from this or that. And I just never really utilized it because they created it and it really didn't pertain to my team and my business. Like, how could I tweak it? And so I really had to find systems that worked for me. Some people, when like their customers, they're using this leads group, and then they're using pen and paper. They do everything on Excel, or they do Evergreen or Evernotes. You've got to figure out what works for you. And what works for me is I'm a pen and paper girl. I like to create systems that work with my style and the power of 3. So we've had the power of 3s literally for years. And it was literally me creating my own sheet that I really started executing it every single week. And now, because I want my coaches to be able to thrive, they need to have a system in place. So I literally start with simple things. Going back to the basics, our power of 3s, personal development. And then what the power of 3s are, then, I have it written out: friends, messaging, invite, follow-up. Lots of different other coaches have it, but I could never figure out how to get their document into my computer where I could print the stupid thing and then actually use it. So I'm not techie savvy, so that was difficult for me. So what I did is I was able to figure out Google Docs, upload a form, print it out. I print it every week, keep it in a notebook, and then I go back to those customers and I'm like, okay, all of those friends, now I'm going to continue to message those friends. And it's just a cycle. I am very OCD on A-type. I like structure. and I like systems, and I need something tangible that I'm a checklist. I need to know, okay, did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Because other than that, I am also very people oriented, and I can be very distracted from working at home by doing everything else in my house, plus my kids and all of that. So systems work, but you've got to find a system that works for you. Creating daily habits. We have this, Stephanie has this. I actually had multiple copies of it about daily habits, and it looks something similar to this right here. She has this, not this exact form, but she has a form like this in the training, and I took it and I'm like, how does it pertain to me? Because some of this stuff, it didn't, and I wasn't using it. So I really needed something to focus for me. What is important? I have a virtual gym that I run. I don't run challenge groups like most coaches do. I stopped that probably a year and a half ago. So if you want to ask questions about that, you can, but I'm going to keep moving on. So I go into my, my virtual gym every morning. I log into my tracker app every day, and then I focus on power threes. And then you go through that whole step. So it's literally just step by step on what needs to happen in order for my habits to become consistent habits. They produce growth. And that is ultimately our goal, is to grow. The next thing, what was the next thing? I added 3 tools. Like I said, 4 years ago, I don't even know, Google Docs probably existed. I didn't know how to use them. I didn't even have, when I first started my business, I just now set up a Gmail account. So Google Notes I set up. What was the other one? I already totally forgot. I did 3 things. I totally forgot what they were.
I think they were.
How do I forget what they were?
They were,
they were
notes on your phone.
Yeah.
Google Docs, and then
Yep. So Google Docs was really easy, and then notes on their phone. And actually, I got that from Corey Abram, because this is the key. When you learn from other people, you take things that work with your personality style and you tweak it and you make it your own. And that is what I learned. I was able to use notes on my phone to build content. So I literally have over 1,000 notes. So I can go, if I need something or a link or something like that, I literally can go to notes. I can pop it up. I can copy and paste it in a link to a text, or it syncs directly with my Mac so I can cross-reference those. Simplifying systems make it work, because let me just tell you, I can waste 4 hours on a post. And Stephanie doesn't like that. And she writes about it all the time, and she gets really irritated and say, stop with the sophisticated distractions and get to the bread and butter. And posts are not your bread and butter at all. And that was hard for me, because I felt like I always had to do something to keep up with all the other coaches. And when I let go of that, your business will grow. So those.
Repeat that again, please, for everyone on this call.
When you let go of what everybody else is doing and you create systems that your own, then you own your own business, and therefore you will grow.
Thank you. And then what was the other thing about not creating posts for 4 hours? Can you repeat that again?
Do not. I know. And I'm not going to lie. The other night I was up till 1:30 in the morning trying to create a stupid Facebook ad, and I would do the image and it kept saying too much text, not approved, not approved, not approved. I literally wanted to scream and take a picture of all of the people that their ads got approved with way more text than mine. So it drove me crazy. But I wasted 3 hours, and I went to bed really upset, and I was frustrated, and that's not healthy. I don't like going to bed upset. So don't do that again. Wasted growth.
Okay, next. I'll get the next.
Okay, so the next thing was creating. This is something with my virtual gym I realized was I created a short form application, and see, this is another thing. I never created a form when I first started, like a lot of the other coaches, because I couldn't figure out how to use it. Google Forms. And then I would ask a coach and they would say, oh, just Google it. I'm like, if I wanted to Google it, then I wouldn't have come to you and asked you how to use it. So I was able to, the website that I use is like Fit Body Biz. And this guy created it. It is worth my $19 a month to allow him to run my website, because I have mastered, because of Meredith Blaze, which is Stephanie's assistant and our background girl, that she's a rock star. She helped me. So I'm able to create massive forms where I can email a link to a customer and they fill out a form, and it literally, this whole book. So I have everything organized. I want to look at their email address, their phone number. It has their goals. So I go back and I look and I'm like, this is what you told me. This is your why. So this is where you're at on day 90. So let's talk about this. So it just continues to build that relationship in my virtual gyms, because my virtual gyms, you never get kicked out. I don't have a start date. I don't have a finish date. You're a fit sister, and once you become a fit sister, you're in there for life unless you quit on yourself, but I'm not going to quit on you. So I run virtual gyms versus challenge groups. So having that, creating that form has made such a big difference. And then I had another, top coaches. I had, hey, can you just check out my form? Am I missing something? And I just did that like 2 weeks ago. And she said, I would add this, and she gave me a little tip. And I'm like, okay, great. So I'm always tweaking it, but I don't have to reinvent the wheel. It's already done. It's very easy for me to go in and redo. So that works. But Google Docs, so like my coaches that don't have a website, they're all, they're young. I have young coaches and they're very tech savvy, like JC and Alicia. They know how to do Google Forms. So it's really helped their business to get that form out to their customer. So they know that they have their email address, because Shalene always says, build email address. I want to be here for the next 20 years, but I don't know if Facebook will. So I want to make sure I'm always capturing email addresses. The last thing next to is message. So you're constantly building relationships. Private messaging, I'm not going to lie to you. And I don't really ever, I would say, I don't like saying words like this, but it sort of sucks. And I don't like using the S word like that, but it is very intimidating, and it's probably the most difficult thing that we have in our job, but it's also so fun because you really get to hear about a person's heart. So when you private message someone, that is, and it's amazing. I'll message people and they're like, Shanna, you are always checking in on me once a month, and I'm like, because I really do care. I want to see how you're doing. And unfortunately, a lot of times when I'm messaging people, I have women coming back and saying, I'm going through a divorce and they're going through some tough times. So messaging people really is one of your huge bread and butters, and constantly building relationships. I love how Stephanie said she met some girl on a plane and, she became Facebook friends and instantly like that. Well, I had to go and get drug tested because I also do a lot of community service. I am volunteering at a children's prison. If you didn't know that there are kids in prison, there are. I didn't know that, even in Colorado Springs. So I'm going to this prison to play volleyball with these kids, and I had to go get drug tested. So I had to pee in a cup. I had my Shakeology cup like this with water. And the girl that I was doing the test with, she goes, oh my gosh, you drink Shakeology? I'm like, yeah, I'm a Beachbody coach. She goes, I'm on 21-day fix. She goes, but I don't have a coach. Nobody's helping me. I'm like, seriously? She goes, well, my roommate's a discount coach, but she's not doing anything. Facebook friends. She's in my virtual gym. She posted on my wall today. She likes my stuff. She is saying how I've inspired her. And I'm like, that's one person. Okay. If I can continue to inspire one person every single day, then my job is being faithful. So her name is Samantha. She is such a sweet lady. And I randomly met her in Pueblo, Colorado, getting a drug test. So you never know who you're going to meet, but talk to people, find out their stories. Next is ask for a referral. This really I utilized. I got it from Joy Bowen, and she always talks about referrals from your discount coaches. I do have a lot of discount coaches, and I have a few coaches that are growing the business. So with that, I am constantly talking to my discount coaches and talking about referrals, because when they get customers underneath them, one, they get their Shakeology paid for. Two, it builds their volume. Therefore, your team bonus is a little bit higher. And also, three, when I incorporate all of my coaches as one big community, then we have more of a thriving team. And a lot of those discount coaches are becoming builder coaches. So asking for referrals from all of my Fit Sisters in my virtual gym. I ask for referrals for all my discount coaches. And I ask for referrals for, my family. Can you share this post? Can you get this out there so your friends can see it? So that makes a huge difference in your business. And it is literally by simply asking, hey, look, can you send this invite to your friends, like my group, share my group to your other friends and things like that. So that has been a huge success. And also just, that's the biggest difference, is building a team of community. The reason I have, some of my coaches that are thriving, it's because one of my coaches was underneath another coach and she quit the business. And that's JC, and we've really built that relationship up, where we're working side by side together. So I love that, and I love helping the women underneath our team.
Awesome. I love that. They're asking for you to put your sample form on the Rockstar page so you can show what that looks like. So
this right here?
No, the sample form for your virtual gym for the challenge group.
Oh.
Yeah, they want to see like what you include from your form.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So yeah, that's super helpful. So anyone else have any other questions or anything they want to ask Shanna? Yeah, so they asked for the form. Oh, and Dana also says she uses Woofu forms and they're super easy. So that's another. Awesome. Okay, so that was amazing, Shanna. I loved it. I loved hearing from you. Loved hearing your tips. Very simple, like how to stay focused, learning from, it's always good to learn from others, others failing forwards. We all have those things. And so I love hearing, how you've tweaked it and made it yours and made your business yours, and how that started to attract, really amazing people to your team. And so that's really, really exciting. So I'm glad you stuck it out for all these years and are, seeing such a great, something so great. So anyway, so thank you so much for that. And then, so the homework is just, Vida, I did not type that wrong. For your homework, just kind of like what Shanna was talking about is, having those work hours, setting up those systems that are duplicatable, those systems that are, coming up with those systems that work for you and setting those Beachbody hours to make that happen. And those don't have to be complicated. They're just the 4 vital behaviors. And so you can definitely see how, that grows your business. Shanna, how many months have you had Success Club?
In 4 years, unfortunately, I've missed Success Club twice.
Twice in 4 years. That is amazing. So that is just shows like her consistency. And when you show consistency, then your team shows consistency, and it's really cool to watch that. So anyway, I want to honor you guys' time. Thank you so much for being on our call. Thank you, Shanna, for giving such great advice. And look for her stuff on the Rockstar page. And anyway, I think that was all. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.